What's up, everybody? How's it going? My name is Matt Bills, and I am so happy that you found your way to my channel, where I'm constantly striving to find new ways to increase the amount of passive income that I make every single month so that I can live the life of my dreams, so that I can be with the people that I love, that I can have time and money freedom. And I want to take as many people on that journey with me as I possibly can. And if that's something that you're into, that you want to know more about, then hey, hit the like button right now. That really helps my channel. I'm so appreciative. And while you're down there, you might as well hit subscribe, because I'm going to be bringing value that I hope actually impacts your life and teaches you and inspires you and leaves you with a feeling that you can achieve your goals, that you can have the life that you want. Because in life, you can only have what you believe you can have. So let's jump right in to the Piston Token. About 1 month ago, on April 3rd, I went ahead and joined the Piston race. I got in on the pre-sale, and I actually put in about $800. So I wanted to give you guys an update, like 1 month later, what happened. I invested in the Piston Token with $800, and let's take a look at my results. Now, if you want to know more about the Piston Token and the mechanics and the tokenomics and how everything works, I have a video that I made when the Piston Token launched that goes really into detail. I go through the whole white paper, and I'll link that up in the card right now for you to take a look at. So go ahead and watch that if you want a really in-depth understanding of how it works. In this video, I'm going to touch briefly on some of the main points, but I'm not going to cover everything. So if we look at the race tab, which is where everything takes place here in the Piston Token, and this is very similar to Drip with some kind of unique innovations. So you earn 1% daily income up to 365% of whatever amount you invested. So if you invested $1,000, you no longer have access to the $1,000, but you have access to 1% of that $1,000 every single day, up to 365%. And you know that if you compound instead of claim, then the next day you have 1% of your new balance total. So in our example, if you deposited $1,000, you would have $10 the next day, and you would have a choice whether you wanted to claim that $10 or you wanted to compound it. And if you compounded it, then you would now have $1,010, and you would earn 1% off $1,010. So you can kind of see how that can grow. And if you watch my channel, you know that I love compound interest. There's a reason why Einstein said that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, because it's truly miraculous. Now, as I told you before, I got in on day number 1, April 3rd, and I've never claimed, and I've only compounded. And you could see what I originally put in was 114 Piston Token, and now my gas tank has 155 Piston Tokens in it. So that's all from compounding and a little bit from referrals. I only have 2 people on my team, which I'll show you that just in a minute. And right now, the way that it stands is my balance is worth $3,027, and it's in BUSD. They give you that value in BUSD because the pairing of Piston Token is BUSD. And that's something I also wanted to point out to you, because I just want to show you the rest of the market right now. And you probably know if you're in crypto, but look, things are wrecked right now. Things are mega wrecked, like red, 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 red. There are not many outliers. There's not many coins that are ignoring the market. Now, there are some that are doing their own thing, but not many. Look at all this red, 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 red. I mean, things are getting wrecked, and honestly, they could get even more mega wrecked. So here's Piston's chart, and what are we seeing? We're seeing pretty much a price explosion up and to the right. Now, why am I showing you this when I talked about the BUSD? Well, I just wanted to point out that Piston is actually paired, the liquidity is paired with BUSD. So a lot of these other protocols and ROI platforms are tied to coins like BNB, which are great when the market's doing well because you're exposed to the growth. You get exposure to that growth when the coins are doing well. But if the market is getting mega wrecked, you're also exposed to that. So a lot of coins that have their liquidity paired with tokens like BNB aren't doing as well right now. And so I think it's kind of interesting that here Piston Token doesn't really care that the market is getting wrecked right now. And I think kind of a big reason of that, there's always going to be market sentiment. Like, how do people feel? Are they feeling like they want to be more conservative with the amount they're willing to risk? And that's always true when the market isn't good. People are less willing to put risk capital on the line. They're more risk averse versus being risk on. But apart from that, being paired with BUSD is a kind of like insulating yourself from the ups and downs of the market. Now, on the flip side, you're not going to get that exposure to the upside. Let's say if the market was in a bull run and BNB was exploding. So there's that as well. But you kind of get that safety of being paired to a stable coin And that's kind of nice in times like this. So we're seeing Piston ignore the market conditions. And I think that's something to take note of. The second thing I want to point out is that most of these protocols that I've been in DeFi lately, there's a mega pump on launch and then there's a dump, and most of them are not even recovering. Some of them just quit and give up, and it's been honestly too many than I'd care to admit right now, that projects that I've got in that looked solid, that had a lot of the fundamentals that I've been looking for, and they just flopped. Like people, I think it's because people are scared of the market right now. Maybe that's what it is, I'm not sure, but they're basically getting in, it's pumping and they're dumping. And the fact that Piston had that, but it also was able to bottom out and recover and gain momentum and break back up into the positive, I think that says a lot for the token, for the team, for the community. I'll link the Telegram group below, but they have a really great Telegram community with super good sentiment, where the people are excited, where the mods are always around, where the developers are constantly in there. They do a lot of AMAs updating. And honestly, even though it's only been around for 1 month, this team is constantly innovating the space. So basically, we've been in sort of like a drip clone season where people are just forking drip and putting a new thing on it. And a lot of those have failed, and a lot of those have rugged, and a lot of those just haven't worked for a couple reasons. Number one, like, you can fork code and put a new name on it, but you can't fork a community, right? The drip community is strong. The people there are it's a unique thing. Like, it can't just be copy and pasted. Those people are diehard drip fans. They love drip. They stick with drip through and through and through. Now, that's not to say that there aren't fudders out there, because there are, let me tell you. And those people will come and go no matter what, but the base, the core is strong. So what I'm saying is, the Piston community, it seems to have a pretty strong core that's growing, because they were able to weather that initial storm. Now, no one knows what the future will hold, but I like that. And I like that the team is constantly innovating. So the second reason would be they're bringing something new. They're trying to innovate on something that was already great. Drip is already great. Drip has been around for a year, and it's super amazing, in my opinion. But Piston is saying, okay, I'm going to take some of the things I love about Drip, and I'm going to try to add some innovation on that. And they're not just talking about it, they're actually doing it. So within 1 month, they're already rolling out new features. They're already updating the UI, which was already great in my opinion. Okay, so you can see that my balance is worth about $3,029. So that means if you take 1% of that, then I'm making about $30 a day on average at the current market price. And that's off of an $800 investment, which I didn't keep all of my Piston in the very beginning because I wanted to try to ROI on my initial investment. So I was able to do that. And I think I made about $1,000, and then I put the rest into my gas tank. And you can see right here that I deposited 114 Piston, and now I've compounded my way to 155. And in the Piston race, you can either nitro, which is their compound button, or you can claim. Those are your two options. So you can claim, currently I have a value of $22. It hasn't been a full 24 hours yet. And right now, I'm just going to tell you my strategy has been to compound. Now, I already ROI'd on my initial investment. So right now, I just want to build my team out as big and robust as possible. I am willing to take the risk of saying, I'm just going to keep compounding because I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing in the community. I like what I'm seeing from the developers. And I just am liking the overall experience with the Piston race, and seeing that Drip could last 1 year and it's still going strong. To me, I look at something like Piston race, which might even have more mechanics built into it to last longer, to increase longevity. Well, that makes me want to stay in it because it's only 1 month old. So I'm taking my chances. I'm saying this looks healthy. I like what I'm seeing, and I'm ready to go, guys. I'm ready to build this. I'm ready to keep going with this. So I'm going to go ahead and compound for you guys right now. So I hit that nitro button, hit confirm. And what do we got? So I should be getting 1.161 Piston added over here. Let's see what we got. Boom, nitro injected. Pretty cool, huh? So I've got 156.12. So now my balance is worth 3,051. And let's see, some other cool features they have. They have this 5x meter. So this is one of the other cool improvements that I've seen that none of these other protocols are doing. And that is, you can only earn up to 5 times whatever you put in from compounding only. So you can't just compound your way to infinity and continue to drain the system. So what that means is, what does that mean? Well, you have two options. Number one, you can do what's called a manual compound. So if you reached your 5x of whatever you put in, like you've compounded your way to 5x, what you need to do to continue earning is you actually need to claim and redeposit. And that's called a manual compound. And the reason for that is because we need you to actually pay more taxes to stay in the protocol, right? So there are whale taxes, just like there are in Drip and other platforms like that, the larger your balance is, the higher your tax rate you're going to be taxed at. But apart from that, another thing that they're doing is they're saying, you know what, you're either going to have to claim and redeposit, or you're going to have to add fresh capital, number two. So those two ways are the only ways that you can keep earning in the system. Now, the max amount that you can earn is up to 50,000 Piston. So that's a pretty big number before you need to start a new wallet and start over. Now, the other thing I want to say is that if you look at the fees, you can see that when you compound, there's only a 3% fee, which is why it's beneficial for the protocol to make someone manually compound or to add new capital. Because when you add new capital, you're actually getting a 10%, like see a 10% deposit. So there's no tax from buying, but there's a 10% deposit fee. And that's one more way to strengthen the overall lifespan and health of the protocol, is to keep feeding the contract balance through things like these taxes. One other thing that I wanted to point out, because I like Google Trends, is that when it launched, let's see right here, right around this point, there was a lot of interest in the Piston token. Now, right now, there's actually not very many people talking about it. You might think that's a bad thing, but I think that's a great thing. That means you're getting in before there's massive amounts of public exposure. And look at the price right now. So the price is right here. This is before it's even really being searched, talked about. You're not hearing by word of mouth that people are just off in the grocery store talking about this. So I think I'm always looking for an advantage. I'm always looking to buy something that I consider to be an undervalued asset. This could be the case with Piston Token. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research, take everything that I'm showing you and decide what you want to do with your money. I'm not telling you what you should do. I just wanted to show you my results after 1 month, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's great. I think I'm trying to build a portfolio of crypto projects that can provide amazing passive income, so that I can do the things that I want to do, that I can help people, that I can increase the amount of good that I'm doing around the world. And honestly, I want to build an army of people that I bring with me on this journey that can do the same thing, because I want people actually accomplishing their dreams. I don't want people going about their days with drudgery, doing something they don't like, spending it with people they don't want to spend it with because they have to earn money. One other thing that I really like about the team, now how I even got into the pre-sale and got my allocation for the Piston token, was I had to join my Diamond team V2, and I had to put in 0.5 of a BNB. So I only did the minimum because I was not sure what to expect. And you can see I've compounded my way from half a BNB to a whole BNB in 1 month. And I've come to really, really love my Diamond team. So this is the same team that created the Piston token. And you can see that I mentioned this in my other video. You can see this is a V2. It's a V2 because they had a problem with their V1 where somebody found a part of it that could be exploited. And I think they were trying to blackmail them and say, hey, I'm going to keep doing this unless you pay me X amount of money. Well, the team circumvented that and navigated that. And my point is they fixed it. They delivered on their promises. They didn't run away. They didn't rug. And my Diamond team is still printing. And by the way, it's printing BNB, you guys. It's printing BNB. So, why would that be advantageous? Well, let's jump over here. BNB happens to be number 4, largest cryptocurrency. If you take Tether out of there, BNB, my point is it's not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. It's going to be a major player in crypto, and it might be an asset that you might want to build up. And here's a protocol that pays not 1% a day, it pays 1.5% a day, and it pays it out in BNB. And look, you get a 5% bonus when you reinvest. So that's what I've been doing. You can see I actually did get my initial back out of what I put in because, hey, that's my strategy. That's what I wanted to do. And you guys could actually build out a team on here. You can see my team isn't big. I've got a couple people that join my team, and I'll have a link down below if you're interested in that, because you actually do need a buddy to join. But if you want to earn BNB, this could be an amazing option for you. When I made my video 1 month ago, I believe they were just under 7,000 members. So people are still joining. We're about to break 8,000 members. And the point is, this team builds solid projects. They don't run away. So far. Now anything can happen, but they don't run away when there's a problem. You guys could read the white paper here. I encourage you to do that. You can scroll down. You can see the roadmap. So coming this May, so this is their second month, and they're already working on this airdrop casino. I don't even know much about this, but that sounds kind of that could be an interesting, cool thing that they're coming up with. And guess what else this month? Auto compounding, because so many people, they don't want to come in here every single day and compound. I actually enjoy it, and I think it's really fun, but some people just want to set it and forget it solution, so they're going to deliver that. So we'll see if they do. They're going to deliver it where you can just hit a button and every day it'll compound for you. That's kind of cool. And I think something like that will strengthen and harden the price of Piston, because there's going to be more people compounding every single day than claiming. Probably when that happens, that's just a guess. And then what else do they have? NFT marketplace. They've got claimable NFT avatars. They've got a game, guys. So there's a game coming, merchandise, all these things. And most of them are coming soon. Some of them are undefined. So that's cool. You can look at their team here and just look at the extra effort they put in. Look at this. Like, look here in the race. Okay, we're in the race and we're looking at me. So you can see me right here. So I got to choose this car. This is my team, 0 to 100K. And you can click here to get my buddy address. It'll also be down in the link below. You can change your player avatar here. And it's really cool how they did this. Depending on how many levels of referral you have unlocked, you have different access to different avatars that you can choose from, right? And, if this matters to you, like, you could go to say, like, everything on level 5 for me is locked because I'm not a level 5. But there might be something way up here that you just have to have, like this car. You've got to have this car, this Lamborghini Urus. You've got to have it. Well, you've got to have 10 levels unlocked. And I'll show you what that looks like right now. So if you want to earn referrals, you actually have to hold a certain amount of Piston. And that's just one other really cool way that Piston did something different, is that the token that you need to earn referrals is actually Piston. So you have to take Piston off the table and deposit it to earn rewards, where most other protocols, there's a second token that you have to hold that's usually in the ecosystem that helps support the ecosystem as a whole. But from my understanding, the Piston token is the central token that they're going to build around. They're going to build an ecosystem around that. And so what they've done is they've said, no, you need to hold Piston. And that's going to harden the price of Piston, because people are going to be storing it away so they can earn referral bonuses. So for me to go to level 3, I need to deposit or lock away 9.73 more Piston. So if we look at the white paper, you can see that in order to get Piston crew level 1, you need $100 worth of Piston, and $300, $500, $700 for level 4. So it doesn't really matter how many Piston. It has to do with the dollar amount. So if Piston was worth $300, you would only need 1 Piston to unlock this level. Does that make sense? So that keeps it fair for everyone else joining later on, because normally what happens is that the token that everyone needs to hold for referrals, it starts to go up in price. So it goes up to $300. Well, in order for someone to hold, let's say 11 of those tokens, it's a lot bigger of an investment than if it was just a flat dollar amount that they needed to hold. So I like what they did with this. I think that's kind of innovative and cool. It keeps it fair for everyone down the line, and honestly gives more people more access to earn referral rewards, which is only going to grow the protocol. So that's really it. I'm super excited about what I've seen so far from the Piston token, from the team, and from the community. So I just wanted to share my results with you. After 1 month, I went from $800, where my account is now worth $3,054. And if we pull up the calculator, I'm earning about $30 a day times, on average, 30 days a month. So I'm earning $900 a month from an $800 investment that I already ROI'd on. And there's so much room to grow. All right, before we go, I just want to encourage you to have a vision and a goal that you write down and you look at every single day with your investments. I want you to like write out what it is and be very specific. And I want you to hold a picture of you already accomplishing that goal. And I want you to look at it, if you can, in the morning and at night, right before bed, and just hold to it. I want you to stay encouraged. And I want you to understand that as humans, we think in pictures. If I were to ask you to tell me about your car, probably the first thing that popped in your mind was a picture of your car. Like you saw it in your mind. It's white, it has a cream interior, whatever that is. We think in pictures, okay? And the picture that you hold, you become what you behold. And the picture that you hold in your mind, so you accomplishing your investment goals, your financial goals, if you hold that in your mind, you will move towards it. And everyone has to start somewhere. So whether you're starting big or small, it doesn't matter. I'm starting very small, but I know that I'm going to get there. I know that if I take these steps every single day, this is why I love this 1% of day that you can earn in crypto, this compound interest, because every day you compound yourself to greatness. If you can see it, you can do it. It doesn't matter what's happening in the market. If you can see it, you can do it. You'll figure out a way to make it happen and to be a reality in your life. All right, guys, be blessed. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video.